Good evening and welcome to another episode of Service to Humanity, a program tailored to bring you stories and activities from the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development as it carries out its mandate of providing social inclusion and protection for the nation's vulnerable. The ministry has continued to contribute its quota into the vision of President Muhammadu Buhari of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by the year 2030. The adoption of different methods, even technology, to see that its social intervention programs meet the desired objectives. Stay tuned to the program and I will share with you exactly what I mean. My name is Habiba Zoksok, your regular anchor. I'll be back shortly.
I tell you, anytime we're not producing, the fish farmers suffer. The people we engage suffer. The people we feed, that we give our fish heads to, they feel it. I'll only beg the government to continue with this and make it run more.
We used to have children crying, parents will be chasing them to come to school, and they will be at the gate, they will be crying, they will hold on to their plate, they will not want to come into the gate.
When they are not giving the food, the attendance was very low.
Now the children are always fit and healthy because of the food they eat.
We make them attend class every day.
I eat rice, meat and carrots.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for the feeding program.
We begin the program with news from the ministry and her agencies. On the lineup, Minister flags off training of 220 independent monitors in Kano, just as loan disbursements for JIP 2.0 are to begin soon. Let's take the reports.
The flag off ceremony of the onboarding of 3,002 independent monitors.
Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, flagged off the inauguration and training of 220 members of the Stream 2 independent monitors of the National Social Investment Program NSIP in Kano. The event had the Honorable Minister represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Alhaji Nasser Sani Gwarzo. Speaking at the occasion, Gwarzo urged the monitors to carry out their duties diligently and sincerely.
What you are going to be given, the assignment you are going to be given, is what I would clearly call in Hausa as Amana. So those of you who think you are here to get a job and get a stipend, you are in for it. Today you are going to sell your right to do your discretion. You are going to commit yourself to do what is expected. You are going to promise to God Almighty that you are going to do the right thing. For whom? For the benefit of your people. Unfortunately, you are always selected in your locality. That is why in your name you have the words where you go from. If you go as an independent monitor and relax your guard, and the wrong things are being done, it is your children that will be shortchanged. It is your brothers and sisters that will be shortchanged.
Gwarzo described independent monitors of the NSIP as the most important players in the program because they are the ones ensuring the program matches its objectives. He further called on the monitors to contribute their quota in helping the federal government lift poor and vulnerable Nigerians out of poverty.
From today, your life will change. You are contributing to a global system because Nigeria is contributing to the largest pool of poverty in the world. We have the largest concentration of poor people, and the poverty is stratified into layers, different levels of deprivation. You are going to work to reduce that large pool.
Kano State focal person of the NSIP, Baba Aminu Zubairu, speaks on the independent monitors, the inauguration and training event.
These independent monitors are the backbone of the whole social investment program because they are the ones that evaluate the program and do their monitoring and evaluation, and based on their reports we come to adjust certain lapses we have in the programs. So we are expecting a lot of reports from them, and from what they report to us, we'll go back to the drawing board and make adjustment to the programs. As you know, we have 4 major programs here in Kano: the N-Power, the JEEP, the conditional cash transfer, and the school feeding. And each of these programs, we have a lot of beneficiaries that needed the guidance of these young people here being trained.
At the end of the training, the independent monitors were given appointment letters and tablets to commence their assignments. Some of the independent monitors also responded.
I was highly impressed because this program is totally going down to the masses, the needy for people, so that this program is a great, inshallah, I hope that it will be successful.
To work hard, because as they say, it's an amana, so I'm hoping to work hard.
Technical advisor to Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development and team lead of the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, JEEP, Zainab Musawa, has revealed that disbursement of funds to the first set of beneficiaries of the JEEP 2.0 program, which comprises of the trader money and market money. Musa made this known during a chat with our crew in Abuja.
The ministry is just about to disburse these funds because we have been able to identify and link the numbers to the pictures and to the names being registered. So the ministry is just at the point of disbursing these loans. Once disbursement starts, it's going to be continuous.
Their names is on the list and they have come for capturing.
Since 12th of May 2022, enumeration for the JEEP 2.0 has been ongoing across the country, and the process has seen mass turnout of intending beneficiaries. Musawa also added that registrations for the phase 2 of the JEEP 2.0 will soon commence to give an opportunity to Nigerians who missed to apply for the first phase last year.
We're just about to start registration of beneficiaries. That's the phase 2. Last year, a large number turned out, and I guess this year haven't done all the processes, checks, and we've put all the measures in place. I guess a larger number of beneficiaries would believe in the program. They would see that yes, it's a factual empowerment program that government is taking to them, so they would have more beneficiaries keying into this program this year. So hopefully by July of this year, a new registration would start, and we hope that more beneficiaries, those who have not had the chance to benefit or to register last year, they would come up. So we've given tablets to the JEEP desk officers, which are going to use to digitize as part of the automation process.
Welcome back. The National Homegrown School Feeding Program aims to deliver a cost-effective homegrown school feeding plan with specific focus on increasing school enrollment, reducing the incidence of malnutrition, especially among the poor, empowering cooks while supporting local agriculture through smallholder farmers, thereby stimulating economic growth through the socio-economic value chain. In a bid to make the program meet its desired objectives, a dashboard for monitoring and evaluation was developed, thereby necessitating a training for independent monitors and staff of the Humanitarian Ministry under the Homegrown School Feeding Program on how to use the dashboard. Let's see how it went.
The President Muhammadu Buhari administration created the National Homegrown School Feeding Program to tackle poverty and malnutrition and encourage poor parents and vulnerable groups to educate their children. Ultimately, the component of the National Social Investment Programs (NSIPs) aims to support states to collectively feed over 9 million school children, making it the largest school feeding program in Africa.
We're now going to be discussing about the dashboard design to be able to
further solidify the school feeding program, a dashboard has been designed. The dashboard presents data from the National Homegrown School Feeding Database to give a simple and comprehensive insight into critical values and trends. Last week, a one-day training was organized for staff of the ministry and independent monitors from all states of the Federation who attended physically as well as virtually. The training, which took place at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Abuja, was conducted by Silicon Bays Limited, and the idea was to put the trainees through the features and operations of the dashboard, preparatory to its deployment for use on the school feeding program.
This is about your organization. This is about what you are doing as a project. This is about our country, Nigeria. It is not about that aircraft any longer. It is about the whole thing, the exercises, the projects, the activities, the programs you are running in the ministry. Now we want to be able to know where are we? Where are we heading to? At what speed are we moving? How do we get that done? We're now going to be discussing about the dashboard design to be able to know the direction we're going. At what speed are we going?
The training had 2 sessions, with the first comprising of general information on the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, dashboard overview, data protection policy, while the second session talked about navigating the dashboard, user access level, hardware and software requirements. According to the designers of the dashboard, its benefits include total visibility into the program, big time savings, seamless reporting, a collaborative working space, and easy consolidation.
With your dashboard, you don't need to run back to Abuja. Take for instance, you're doing this presentation in London. You don't have to say, okay, just a minute, I need to take a flight back home to go and get the information, to come and convince you that indeed we have done this. With your dashboard, you are able to do that. So I'm trying to make sure that we are here, and by the time we leave this place, we understand the objective, we understand the tool, and we also understand how to present it. Because when you know the tool, when you have the tool, you know the objective, but you're not presenting it very well, what happens? You get people confused.
Special Assistant on Monitoring and Evaluation to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Ibrahim Muhammad Bako, speaks on the importance of having the dashboard in the school feeding program.
At this modern age, the best way to monitor whatever you're doing is to adopt technology into that. So this dashboard is all about the use of geospatial technology in monitoring and evaluating the program we're doing under the homegrown school feeding.
Bako also speaks on how the dashboard would impact on the school feeding program.
This dashboard is giving you first-hand information about the program itself. For example, the homegrown school feeding. If you have a secondary school where we have the feeding taking place, just by clicking on the dashboard, on the location of the school, the point location of the school, you have all the information, starting from the cooks, the number of pupils, and the way that the feeding is taking place in that at a particular point of time or not.
The facilitator of the training, Kabiru Ilyasu Bijimi, speaks on the quality of the dashboard that has been created for the school feeding program.
It has to be very clear. It has to be user-friendly. You understand? Because a dashboard is something that a lot of stakeholders will interface with. It shouldn't be something that you have difficulty accessing information, for instance, or operating it, or even getting to extract the required information you desire to extract for decision making or for planning, etc. and etc. So you may see it from a different perspective, but that's what a dashboard should be. It should be easy. It should be accessible. It should be able to help you extract relevant information or see trend or patterns from the overall data that has been put together. So based on that, I can say the dashboard we presented today is exceptionally very good.
First, we have the super administration.
A demonstration on the use of the dashboard was made during the training, after which questions were taken from trainees to enable them get more clarification. At the closing, certificates were issued to trainees. Participants at the training speak on how the dashboard would help make monitoring and evaluation of the school feeding program easier.
The uniqueness about this dashboard is that it's very accessible, it's easy to navigate, and at the same time it saves time. And monitoring and evaluation is the backbone of every government policy or program. The success of every government policies or program depends on the monitoring and evaluation of the program. So this will help us get more information easily and faster than we have been doing. And at the same time, it will also help us disseminate information as quick as possible to the relevant quarters that may need it. It's just for you to go to the dashboard, extract the information you need, and send it to whoever needs that information at that particular time.
This will help us to be able to track and to be able to update our record of the cooks, and also to be able to track that, okay, how many schools do we have in the dashboard, how many schools are remaining to be on the dashboard. So on the dashboard we'll be able to see that, okay, information about the cooks, information about the food, and we won't have issue getting any information. So at 1, 2, 3 click, if we have any information regarding cooks or schools benefiting on the program, we'll be able to get them.
You are still watching Service to Humanity, a sponsored program by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. The program brings you stories and activities from the ministry and her agencies. Last week, we brought you stories of the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, JIP 2.0, from Kaduna and Kano states. Tonight, we shall take you to Gombe and Bauchi State as well to bring you stories from intended beneficiaries of the JIP as they get enumerated in preparation to receive their loans under the program. Don't go away.
It was a beautiful day at Billiri Town in Billiri Local Government Area, Gombe State. Activities picking up at the JIP Enumeration Center, where intended beneficiaries of the JIP 2.0 product were already being enumerated, just as their counterparts in other parts of the country. Their phone numbers, bank verification numbers, national identity numbers, and other relevant information were being verified. Silas Bapil, JIP Program Manager for Gombe State, tells us about the enumeration exercise.
The enumeration exercise is about onboarding beneficiaries' data and also validating to ensure that the beneficiaries' data is intact, and also to ensure that the data is accurate and ready for disbursement.
Silas tells us who the intended beneficiaries are.
The beneficiaries are classified into 3. For the trader money, is mostly underprivileged youth, poor and vulnerable, youth artisans between the age of 18 to 45 who operate at the bottom of economic pyramid. For the market money are mostly women, widows, poor and vulnerable, who are also operate at the bottom of economic pyramid. And the last one, that's the farmer money, which are mainly rural farmers who are having 1 or 2 challenges.
According to Silas, market money and trader money beneficiaries will receive 50,000 naira each, while for farmer money, each beneficiary will receive up to 300,000 naira. All these are collateral free with 0 interest rate. He shares with us the number of registered beneficiaries so far in Gombe and the intended impact of the program.
We are able to register about 20,458 prospective beneficiaries, while validation process is ongoing for about 4,000 beneficiaries for now. JIP is one of the best things that ever happens to Nigerians, more especially the entrepreneurs and also the poor and vulnerable people. The program is giving financial access to smallholder farmers, to market women, to enterprising youth, and it's also going a long way in cushioning the effect of poverty as part of President Buhari initiative to uplift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. So I can say the program is really making an impact seriously on the lives of many Nigerians.
Some of the beneficiaries speak on how they heard about JIP and their plans for the loan if and when they get it.
If I get the loan, I will use it and buy fertilizer and also pay laborers on my farm and other similar things. We really appreciate the government for the opportunity, and we also appeal to them to invest more on the program so we can get access to more funds.
I'll use the money to buy cows, which I will use in my farm. I want to appreciate the government for the kind gesture.
When I get the loan, I will use it to purchase equipment to enhance my salon business, as this will really help me a lot. We have nothing to say rather than to appreciate the government and wish them well in their endeavors.
In Gombe State, the story is the same. There was an impressive turnout of intending beneficiaries to get enumerated. Enumerator for Bauchi local government, Jamilu Waziri, tells us number of beneficiaries to be captured.
Bauchi local government will intend to capture about 239 beneficiaries, both trader money and market money. The entire state, we are targeting 7,239 beneficiaries, all in all across the 20 locations.
Just like in Gombe, intending beneficiaries speak about the program.
If I get the loan, I will use the money and buy tailoring materials. And when I get paid by the customer, I will save the money. I will use the loan and buy bags of rice. I will process it and be selling it.
And that's our package on this episode of Service to Humanity. Join me again same time next week and same station for more on the strides of the ministry and her agencies in reaching the nation's most vulnerable with the initiatives of the federal government to better their lives. My name is Habiba Zakzak, saying good night and God bless Nigeria.